It wasn't even a feeling of excitement after getting the win. Instead, it was one of relief. That is just how hard it is to get a win in the ACC. There's one position that's pretty much already wrapped up, and it's an important one, the punter. The Mountaineers here. We got the Hokies over here. It's going to be great. They've got a little bit more time before they can take this party inside a FedEx Field. It's going to be great. UVA pitching coach Carl Kuhn is actually a Florida graduate, while the head coach of the Florida Gators, Kevin O'Sullivan, guess where he went to school? The University of Virginia. The Hokies starting five has proven they can play with anyone in the country, but even they'll admit they aren't that deep. 2 years ago, they were 2-16 in ACC play. Just last year, they went 10-8. So as we said, the expectations going up. After a roller coaster of a season with plenty of ups and downs, the Who's got hot at the right time, and it's only fitting that this unexpected group of Cavaliers were the first to bring home a national championship to UVA. These days, everyone is trying to do more with less. But that's nothing new for Roanoke Catholic's Chung Sullivan. Even though he was born with just one arm, Chung can shoot a basketball better than most.
I just shoot it regular like a normal person, but without having the other hand underneath the ball. So I just shoot the ball same form, and I make them.
It's his heart, honestly. I think he just tries to prove people wrong. When people see him, they just think, oh, he's not going to get in the game, and when he does, he makes a couple shots, people are like, wow, this kid's good.
Chung grew up in an orphanage in China before being adopted and brought to the States at the age of 8. From there, his mother, Kathy, has encouraged him to not let his differences put a limit on what he can do.
I work for veterans, and I'm a veteran myself. I know that people can overcome all kinds of obstacles. We're not defined just by our physical bodies.
Chung started playing basketball in middle school, and now as a senior, he's embraced his role as one of the leaders on the team.
I've made it a point to kind of coach him just like I would anybody else, because I think he deserves that. It definitely takes a little bit of extra effort and focus, I think, for him to even compete at this level, but he brings that every day.
I keep thinking that people don't think I can do anything good, but it turns out I can. My arm really hasn't affected my personality or anything. I just follow through my heart and then go on with my life.
A follow-through that Chung has down to an art. In Roanoke, Zach Lover, WDBJ7. On most days, this is where you can find Doug Fonder.
Dropped your hip some.
Coaching young swimmers like 17-year-old Khalil.
Okay, 2 more.
At either the indoor or the outdoor pool, his permanent rasp is a testament of the countless lessons he's given over the last 47 years.
A coach's role is to make every athlete you're with the best they can be.
I get to the goal that I got to just by listening to him, because he believed that I could do it when I think I couldn't do it.
But his coach's belief in his abilities didn't begin in the swimming pool. Instead, it began when the Fonders adopted Khalil at the age of 5.
It came about like, would we help out for a short while? We said, sure, you know, like more like a foster parent would.
For some reason, somebody just thought, you know, this little boy needs a home.
We have 5 grown kids. We had just put our last one in college.
We went from going to Outback for dinner to McDonald's again, so that's for Happy Meals.
All of a sudden it built into, you know, forever.
While Khalil may have grown up looking different from the rest of his family, he says it's all the same to him.
I didn't see it any different from having black parents from white parents. It didn't really make a difference.
There aren't differences. You know, skin and color should not make a difference in anything that goes on in society. I was adopted, okay? And I think he's going to be a good spokesperson for that, because he truly believes it.
And for the last 12 years, Khalil has proven to be a regular chip off the old block, recently swimming his way into the Olympic trials.
I love swimming, I love my family, and I couldn't repay them in any way. So when I swim, I do it for them, to show them the love that I have for them, and I love them to death, and I wouldn't change anything for my family.
He means the world to this family. I mean, he is this family.
In Roanoke, Zach Flubber, WDBJ7. Wes Hobbs loves to compete, whether it's on the track, soccer field, or of course on the basketball court. But he never imagined just how much his love of playing sports would be put to the test.
When I was in the hospital, it's kind of like just kept going through my life, why? I was trying to think, what did I do wrong? And I went through everything I might have done wrong, because I thought I was doing pretty good in life.
In October of 2014, Wes was on the way to meet his dad Bruce for breakfast when he hydroplaned off the road.
When I came around the curve there, I didn't know what to think. My heart just dropped. And they wouldn't let me go close to the car. The state patrolman kept me back, and I just wanted to let him know that I was there. I kept hollering at him, to let him know that I was there.
Ended up hitting a tree on the front left side of the car, and it scooted over, trapped my leg in there. I don't really remember much.
After being trapped in the vehicle for 40 minutes, Wes was airlifted to Carilion Roanoke Memorial Hospital. He suffered 22 total fractures in his face, severe lacerations on his shoulder, a broken femur, and a completely shattered lower left leg. A lower leg that would no longer be the same.
After 6 or 7 surgeries, we were in ICU, and the doctors started talking about amputation. Lynn and I both, we tried to get him off the medications and all the, drugs and stuff like that so he could make a rational decision, and try to let him make that decision, not us.
I saw the look on his face when we told him, and it was, hard to see.
But after the initial shock of potentially losing a limb, the answer became clear to Wes.
If I kept it, I'd be able to walk around, semi-normally. It would look normal somewhat, but I wouldn't be able to play sports. And so I was like, I've been a huge sports guy my whole life. So I was like, well, there's only one option here, guys.
The decision to amputate eventually led Wes back to Roanoke and Virginia Prosthetics, where he would be helped by those who know exactly what he's been through, including his personal practitioner, Doug Smiley.
This particular unique situation, I have a lot of experience because I was a traumatic victim myself. So, with a prosthesis, life changes, but life is not over.
You gotta improvise, adapt, and overcome. That was always our motto in basketball, and turned out meant a lot more to me than just for basketball, It's been a big change, and it's been an adjustment for sure. But, God's helped me through the whole thing, and I've accepted it.
And it's that acceptance that has enabled Wes and his family to continually move forward.
I've told him several times, basically, that it's okay to cry and okay to talk about it, and he doesn't have to be a hero all the time, but he has been.
It's just such a blessing to Bruce and I to have the attitude that he had, because when you know your son's doing okay, you're doing okay.
Looking at myself now, I see a crippled person, but I see a better person through that. Yeah, I'm handicapped now for the rest of my life, but it's handicapped physically, but I'd say I'm strengthened mentally and in other ways.
And those other ways certainly include his ability to empower everyone around him by simply standing on his own 2 feet. In Princeton, West Virginia, Zach Glover, WDBJ 7.